better? Yeah, better. Boys, 80 this morning. 9-6 day and a 764. Roger, roger. Good morning now. Yeah, there's two of us tied up here together. Both of us got tied up here. Maybe first kept calm, kept moving. Kept calm, kept moving, huh? Yeah, we got plenty of them bonita here this morning. The boy said there was sharks earlier, too.
Key West, Florida probably has the best light tackle fishing in the United States. I've been down here a little over 15 years and have had 50 IGFA world records accepted out of my boat. I run a 25-foot CV along with like most of the other guides, and it's powered by a 200 horsepower Suzuki outboard. We run probably up to 80 miles one way offshore each day on some days when it's nice. And that entails going to dry Tortugas, and probably fish 250 days a year. We have a lot of nice weather in the area. Generally, the first thing we do each morning is run out in the Gulf of Mexico and meet a shrimp boat. They usually give us our bait, which entails maybe 3 or 4 bushels of fish and crabs and shrimp. which we use for almost probably 80% of our fishing, all 100% of our fishing in the Gulf.
Shrimp boats work about 30 miles north of Key West in the Gulf of Mexico. They drag their nets at night, and shortly after daylight, they'll drop anchor and pull the nets up onto the boat and dump out their catch. Their project is then to sort out the shrimp from all the fish, crabs, and other strange creatures that wound up in the nets. The fishing guides get to know the shrimpers pretty well. The shrimpers are a friendly group and are always willing to trade a couple of baskets of their trash for a cold six-pack of beer or soft drinks. Their trash provides the anglers with all the bait and chum they'll need for the entire day's trip. Once you've got your chum, you don't have to go too far to find fish. Schools of bonito and blackfin tuna follow the nets and have figured out that all that food that disappears onto the boat comes back into the water eventually. So they'll hang around and provide fishing like you've never imagined. The problem is not really catching a fish, but rather catching a blackfin tuna out of the several dozen bonita. Many world records for blackfin tuna and little tunny have been taken behind the shrimp boats north of Key West.
Oh, shit. There you go. Got it. Wait, set the hook. Right there. Yeah. That popper, right?
There it is. Blackfin tuna.
Under the surface.
Just beyond the shrimpers are a number of wrecks that can only be found by Lorient Sea coordinates. The Lorient numbers are highly guarded secrets by the guides, and these wrecks provide some fantastic fishing. Since the Gulf bottom is mostly flat sand, the debris from a sunken shrimp boat or other wreck quickly attracts bait fish, which in turn attract the predators such as amberjack, barracuda, cobia, jack crevalle, and many others. These game fish can be taken on a fly rod by even a complete novice with the help of a few blue runners and a guide that knows how to tease the fish out of the wreck and up to the surface. The procedure is very simple. Catch a dozen or so of the blue runners that are usually all around the wreck and keep them in a bait well until the amberjack or cobia begin to appear in the chum line. The runner is simply dangled over the side and it quickly puts the amberjack and cudas into a frenzy. The trick to teasing is to keep the runner away from the game fish. It's a perfect way to introduce a beginner to fly fishing for big fish, and it's a sight that few people will ever forget.
What we're doing here is just starting these babies up. Now you can throw something in the water and catch them. Not having a very good day.
Like a school of catbirds. Come on, baby. The runner's there in the door now.
I was just gonna say, you get poor thing.
Move it now, move it, move it. Move it.
Move it.
There you go. Oh, yeah, move it. Look here.
Okay, sit.
Move it now, move it, move it. Look it, yank it, yank it. He's got it, yank it. All right. He's hooked up. Oh, great. Get back. Boy, he sucked that fly down. It's not even anywhere to be seen. All the way down his throat. Another nice amberjack. Oh.
Pretty amberjack.
Oh, that fly way down. There it is. Come on, Cuda, you have to. There you go.
Where's the amberjack?
Yeah, put it right in the water, right here. That's it, drop it in. Let it sink. Let it sink, let it sink. Set it. Oh,
Nope. Put it back in.
Put it back in again, drop it. Let it sink. Let it drop. Don't move it, drop it.
Okay, set it. Hard, Kate.
Watch what he's doing. Watch where he's going. Good job. Wind fast, wind fast, wind fast, wind fast. Be ready to go to the bow. Go to the bow. Go to the bow quick. Go. Keep going. Fast. When you slip, move. Let him run. Don't start off quite so hard. Start off slow and then look hard. On that side. Oh, don't wind anymore. That hooked real good. Just gonna let you go, Mr. Fish. There's a nice one.
Nice.
Cuda. All right.
That's a pretty one.
Yes.
How many pounds?
I'd say it's about 27.
You'd think that fishing the shrimp boats in the Gulf wrecks would be enough for most anyone. But on a normal day, you'll wind up back in Key West Harbor around 3 o'clock in the afternoon to try for some tarpon. The guides have several specific areas that they fish depending upon the wind and tide conditions. Your remaining shrimp boat chum might be a little ripe by then, but the tarpon don't seem to care. Chumming heavily can bring tarpon to the boat sometimes within minutes. The best baits are the crabs and shiners from the chum. It's not unusual to hook permit and cobia in the harbor, but the tarpon are the prize. They average close to 100 pounds, and you'll still be only a few minutes from the dock when it's over. This last stop usually proves to be the end of a perfect day.
He can let him go and he's all right. Oh, you didn't even get the hook out of him yet, do you?
Yeah.
Shark fishing, in and of itself, is an extremely exciting experience, and Key West probably has more sharks per square foot than any other place in Florida. They're always found behind the shrimp boats, around the wrecks, and along the Atlantic reefs. They come in all sizes and shapes, and the big hammerheads and tigers can reach almost 1,000 pounds. They're always looking for a free lunch, so they're easy to hook, but even the normal-sized sharks can really put up a fight. This sport is not recommended for people with weak hearts or weak backs.
We're just into a 200-pound bull, about 6 of them behind the boat, and I don't know why we did this. Patrick, why did we do this? I don't think it's a very good idea. We've been about 20 minutes trying to gain line on this guy. It's like pulling up a big garbage can. We've been having the bulls eat our permits all morning, so I guess this is our way to teach them a lesson. Look at him coming up. Look at that sucker.
Oh, wow.
Holy mackerel.
No, I got it.
How many pounds do you think it is?
Crank it in a little bit, Kay. Crank him in a little bit. Got him now.
One bull shark, Key West style.
In early spring, sharks move into the shallow water north of Boca Grande and around the Marquesas Keys to spawn. They respond to chum very aggressively at this time and will come right up to the boat, ready to hit any lure or fly that's thrown in their path. They average over 200 pounds, and many over 300 pounds have been taken on light spinning and fly tackle. It's sight fishing, so you can actually pick the specific fish you want to catch. This type of fishing is done in shallow, calm water, only a few miles from the harbor. It's very exciting, and it's a lot of fun. Due to its unique location, Key West has literally hundreds of miles of flats, which provide just another dimension to its fabulous fishing. Most of the guides have customized flats boats powered by high-tech engines that can make the 30-mile run to the Marquesas in less than an hour. These boats are designed so that they can get up in a foot of water or so and be poled along from a platform mounted over the engine. This type of fishing combines the hunting skills of spotting the fish with the ability to cast a bait or fly to a moving target. The bone fishing is best towards the east around the Content Keys, but the flats down around Boca Grande and the Marquesas hold sharks, permit, cuda, mutton snapper, and especially tarpon. Fly fishing for tarpon on the flats is the ultimate fishing experience. The tarpon will hit plugs and live baits, but they seem to like flies just about as well as anything. Even if you're not an expert with a fly rod, the guide will have all the tackle and expertise you'll need. In a few minutes, he can have you throwing a fly to a silver king on the flats. You might not be able to cast as well as Billy Pate, but you sure can have as much fun as he does. Permit are generally known as a flats fish, but in Key West, huge schools of permit seem to congregate around the Gulf wrecks and some of the shallow wrecks west of the Marquesas. The crabs and shrimp in the shrimp boat chum can get them schooling behind the boat, where they'll eagerly hit small yellow jigs and even flies. It's not unusual to land over a dozen permit a day on the wrecks, and they range up to 35 pounds. They provide great sport on light tackle, and over 90% of them are released to fight again.
Sophistication of permit not eating anything.
Well, this spot man, ain't good. Pretty nice fish.
You said about 31?
Show anybody that secret permit fly. Small, small. Lead determines 27. I've only spent 15 years on a fly plate.
Got one, Bob? Oh, Paul. Good one. Right there.
Well, that's a big one. Looks like about 31 pounds to me.
Big fat one.
All right.
On a fly rod.
Teasing them up for my fly rod fishing. They're behind me. I got one. Oh, here they go. Maybe they'll come in. You can't hook up in the school of 1,000 fish.
I don't, but I can hang them.
Pan up to right there. Bunch of fish. There's an acre of them right here. And behind us, there's another school the same size coming down. It's quite exciting. Now, this is just a few minutes from where we were just catching nice big permit. All you gotta do is move it, Mr. Val. Good job, Paul. You're hooked up. Broke him off. Nice job.
No, the other ones hit it.
Oh, here they come, here they come. There's another fly rod, Paul. These are quite an aggressive fish.
Pretty good wild.
All I have to do is get a cast in behind me here. He hooked up automatically. That's it. Strip it. There he is. Oh, he's got, oh, he has effort. He took it away from him. Seen a fish. Just haven't one of these guys yet. Little cobia.
Very
About
little.
14 pounds. 30-pound amberjack, 32 pounds.
It's not just catching fish that makes Key West so enjoyable. Every day is a trip back in time. You'll visit places and see sights that cannot be duplicated anywhere else. Some of the most spectacular memories are provided by the dolphin that follow the shrimp boats around. These lovable creatures will stay next to your boat as long as you share your shrimp chum with them. Sometimes it's so hard to leave the dolphin that you forget that the purpose of your trip was to catch yourself some fish.
Oh, they're getting feisty now.
Nice big one.
There are many different types of fishing in the waters around Key West, with enough action to keep both the expert and the novice coming back year after year. It's truly a light tackle paradise. Unfortunately, this video can only give you a small sample of what it's like to fish Key West. Who knows, maybe there's a world record down here just waiting for you.
This program was produced and licensed by International Video Projects Incorporated of Lakeland, Florida. For additional information about this program and other programs we offer, please write International Video Projects, 6700 South Florida Avenue, Suite 28, Lakeland, Florida, 33813-3312, or call toll-free 800-852-0662. Our collection of programs may also be reviewed on our website, www.videoprojects.tv. Thanks for watching.